Next up on our series of gift-giving ideas for EV owners and Tesla owners, we're going to check out a couple of very handy road trip items from EVBase. Today, Rachel and I are on our way to Austin. We are going down for the Electrify Expo. We'll have videos coming out on that, but in this video, we're going to try a different kind of road trip. We are going to go with our Tesla using EVgo chargers because we've got EVgo credits and we have a new charging adapter from EVBase that will convert from CCS into NACS, and that just frees you up for different charging locations as you go. And while we're doing it, we're also going to check out a couple of, test out their window shades. We've got a full set of window shades to use while we're charging and to use while we're parked at the expo. So we'll be demonstrating these items, plus having a regular old road trip. So come along. Well, we have not quite enough juice to get to that EVgo station, so we're just going to get a little sip at this supercharger here in Abbott, Texas. We've got 4% on arrival, and I wanted to test this adapter out at a higher powered EVgo to make sure that it could handle the fast charging. So we're just going to get just enough to get there. We're at 55% right now, so we're not going to get much speed. Getting all of 14 kilowatts right now. That Model Y left, maybe I should go move to that spot. Plugged in. There we go, 16 kilowatts, we're already faster. 23, 41, 50, 59. 5 minutes, and then we'll be on the road to test out the test out this charger at the EVgo. So let me get it and take this time to explain what it is. So the first time we considered taking an EV road trip, it was would have been in a borrowed Model 3, and at the time we would have needed to stop at an Electrify America in Hope, Arkansas, and our friend, in addition to loaning us the car, was going to loan us his CHAdeMO adapter. Well, this is a CCS adapter from EVBase. This is the box. And it has this little nice very nice carry pouch. And you plug the CCS plug in here. And I'm assuming that this will compress when that's locked. And then there's the NACS plug there. So at this EVgo station that we're going to, that we're a little over 100 miles away from, this is how we're going to charge the car. And we'll be testing this out momentarily as soon as we get about 3 more minutes worth of power here. And just like that, we're done. And so I'm going to go ahead and unplug, hang the charger back up, and we will be back on the road. The next stop is that EVgo in Cedar Park, I think is the name of the town. It's an Austin suburb, and it's just a few miles from the hotel we're going to be staying at tonight. We are, I'll tell you more about that when we get to it. Let's get back on the road. Here we are at this EVgo in Cedar Park. It was Cedar Park, Texas. We're about 8 miles from our hotel, and we really don't need a whole lot, but we're going to test this adapter. So I have the adapter, and I'm going to get into my EVgo app.
This is the part that Tesla owners really have never had to do, which is opening up an app.
Exactly. So now I'm going to hit left side on Mary. Plug in and confirm your session. I'm going to put my phone here, grab the charger, plug it in to the adapter. It did not take that thing down. And there we go. Have a blue light. Start charging, I hit on my phone. Again, something I wouldn't have to do at a supercharger. But we are syncing between the charger and the vehicle. Very blue. Just heard a click on the EVgo machine on Mary here. There's our flashing blue light. That, again, we would have gotten immediately upon plugging in at a supercharger. Still haven't started charging yet. Getting a lot of clicks and buzzes. There's the green light. And so now we're charging. I had wanted to test this out on a 150 or a 350 EVgo, but they're busy right now with a Mercedes EQS and a couple of Cadillac Lyrics. We're at 16%. We only need 4% more in our battery to be at this same level of charge when we get to the hotel. So we're only going to be here for a bit. I'm going to see how much power we are getting.
I just want to point out that the reason he's calling this charger Mary is because that's its name. It says so right there. EVgo names its chargers.
And the reason that we're doing this test with an EVgo is we still have EVgo credits from our Bolt. And so this doesn't cost us any money. We're getting 72 kilowatts out of this 100 kilowatt charger right now, plugged in at 16%. But now we're up to 17%. The machine says it's delivering 73. The adapter is doing its job. Now, again, the adapter is from EVBase, and we'll have the link down in the description for it. This is one of the items that we're testing out on this road trip, and it works. Now, obviously, from our experience earlier tonight at the Supercharger in Abbott, and now here at this EVgo in Cedar Park, it's a faster and more seamless operation at a Tesla Supercharger than it is here. If we were here with our Bolt can do plug and charge at EVgo because it's the car that's selected for auto charge. We wouldn't have had to mess with the app, but this still took a good amount of time to initialize. Where it comes in handy is like that road trip I was talking about when we were in Abbott, when there might be a stretch where there's not a supercharger, but there's an Electrify America or there's an EVgo. And if you have this adapter, it frees you up to be able to charge wherever you want to charge. So sometimes that can come in handy. There are stretches of very empty highway where even if there are superchargers, there'll be version 2 superchargers, and you might have a faster charging Tesla than we have. And the version 2 superchargers will only go so high. I think it's like 125 kilowatts or 150 kilowatts. And if your vehicle takes 250, you're better off going to an Electrify America that does 350 and it'll charge faster. But again, you're going to need the CCS1 adapter, at least until, unless Electrify America or EVgo change out their plugs. We're at 21% already. We're probably good to go. Yeah, it says 17% on arrival at the hotel. So I'm going to go ahead and unplug us, but let's see. Let me hit end session on the machine. Okay, and I'm processing. It has unlocked, and all I got to do is hit the unlock button. I get my adapter back. We've put the charger back on the pedestal. I have no idea how long we were here. Probably no more than 3 or 4 minutes. But again,
I started filming 6 minutes and 5 seconds ago.
6 minutes ago, but first couple of minutes of that was the plugging in and all of that. Final cost unavailable at this time. The machines, I forgot, you know, they have screens, they can tell you stuff. So we'll put the adapter back in the plug, so, back in the bag. So again, this is not, it's good for the freedom of being able to charge where you want, when you want, without having to worry about if it's not a supercharger or not. We're going to put this adapter away. We're going to charge again on our way home, but for now we're going to go to our hotel just a few miles up the road so we can get a decent night's sleep and get to Electrify Expo early in the morning tomorrow. Back on the road we go.
Bye, Mary.
Have more than 2 plugs. Please have more than 2 plugs. And we're not the only ones.
Oh my gosh. This is the first time that we've actually had somebody taking our spot who's using it at a hotel, and there's somebody waiting.
Yep. So yeah, there are only 2 plugs, and there's a Rivian R1S and a Tesla Model 3 using it, and an Ioniq 5 here ahead of us. So we're not getting our free overnight charge tonight because the hotel only has the 2 plugs and they're in use. So we'll figure out a charge stop in the morning. Rachel, you had wanted me to talk about FSD a little bit.
You were just made some comments in the car
Before
that
we
I thought
got
you
there,
might want to
yeah.
share, yeah.
So that run from Abbott, Texas to the EVgo that we were just at in Cedar Park was 113 miles. And I had FSD on the whole time, didn't have to disengage it once. Now it helped that it was nighttime and we weren't going through Waco traffic and Austin traffic, etc. But we had a good amount that wasn't freeway. And I didn't have to disengage FSD once, and I only had like 3 or 4 nags on the steering wheel over that entire amount of time, 113 miles. That was pretty cool. For my normal everyday driving, FSD's not great for the types of roads that I'm on, but for road trips, it's awesome.
Nice.
But we're at our hotel for the night, and here's a Model X who's in the same boat as us. So we're gonna just go ahead and get checked into the hotel and get some sleep. Morning in Austin, Texas, and the Rivian and the white Model 3 are still using the chargers, which is to be expected. The hotel had free charging. People used it, they got here before us, that's how it goes. But for us, there is an EVgo 12 miles up the road, and we have enough charge to get there. So we'll just precondition the car, head over there, and get a charge there before we go to the circuit. Why did we get a hotel room for this? Well, we want to get to the Electrify Expo when the gates open, and it is a 4-hour drive, and we didn't want to get up at 5 in the morning to come down here, so we just got a hotel so that we could have a decent night's sleep. But we're going to head over, get a charge, and then get to the expo, and we'll see you at the charging station. The last time that we came to Electrify Expo last year, we stopped at this exact charging station to charge up our Bolt on the way home. We parked here, we had to move for a Mach-E, we ended up using one of those. This is one of the 350 EVgos that we're at. This one's name is Deshawn. And again, we're doing this to test out this EVBase charger. I've got to reopen my app because it still thinks there's somebody plugged into this charger. There we go. Norwood Plaza, Deshawn, left side, boom. Plug in and confirm your session. So we'll get our adapter, get the CCS plug, line it up. It is connected. And in we go. And start charging. That's what I hit on the phone. Let's see what it gives us here. I'll shade the... That's an interesting noise. Connecting. Our blue light is flashing on the car. Still flashing. There's some clicks. Still connecting. Still can even say on the phone, see, charger is preparing. There's another click. Somewhere in here is going to be cable cooling. And now I got a green light, and now we're charging. We're plugged in at 14%. I'll look on the time stamp of this video when I edit it and find out how long that connection actually took. If we were at a supercharger, that connection would take 8 seconds. So obviously, you're not going to want to use the CCS stations with a Tesla if you don't have to. But there are times when you might. I mentioned at the charging stall last night that you might have a faster charging car that can take more power than 125 kilowatts, and you only have the option of a version 2 supercharger, but a couple miles down the road is an Electrify America with a 350. Then it might be worth taking an extra 30 seconds to initialize the charge and go through the app to charge on the faster machine, because it'll save you 10 minutes or so. Here comes a Lightning who is going to plug in to charge. So let's get out of his way, because he's probably going to park right here. We got out of the way for the Lightning to be able to plug in. We're getting 72 kilowatts from this charger right now. Here I've got the route plugged in to get us to Circuit of the Americas and then back home. And we're going to decide if we're going to continue this EVgo stop or just get back to superchargers for the way home. We'll figure that out here in a sec. All right, we have more than enough power, so we're going to end session. There we are. We've unlocked.
Make a lot more noises.
And we are unplugged. Get the adapter off, plug it in. We've got enough charge to get to the track, plus be at 38% at that other EVgo. We're gonna get on the road and go to the expo.
We are at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas, and we are here for the Electrify Expo. But before we go in, we're gonna set up these sunshades that we got from EVBase. We're gonna start out with this one, which is what goes in the front windshield. Comes in its extra little carrying case. This is designed to fit directly in the front windshield. And you need the side that has the cutout for the rearview mirror. It's got a little piece of Velcro here, and you can just attach it like that and put your visors down like so. We're going to put these suction cups in. I want the suction cup to go to the inside, obviously, because that's going to stick to the window. And then this will just go right through the grommet. It's flexible enough you can pull it right through. Make sure you get these other pieces in there. Pull it right on through the other side. And now you've got the suction cup. You only have to do this one time, really. Once you've got these suction cups attached to the grommets, you'll just leave them in there indefinitely. This is for the driver's side door. You can tell that this is the driver's side door because it has the little pointy end on the end that is pointy. So we're gonna just lay it in where it looks like it's lined up, and then just push those little suction cups in. And it's okay if it overlaps, because it's just gonna get trapped in the door by the window. Just like that. See that? Rear passenger side door. Once again, my grommets are already attached. Just gonna lay it in there to where it looks like it covers all the glass and it's more or less centered. And then just press those suction cups on.
Next, we're going to take these things, and they just pop here in the quarter glass, but they don't need suction cups because they just fit from compression, and that's it. Well, we are packing up and leaving the Electrify Expo. It got a little warm. We're probably a little flushed. It's 84 degrees according to my watch and 90 degrees according to our car. We're going to start heading home, and our first stop is going to be a place to fill up our drink cups, and then we're going to an EVgo station in Plugerville that we have stopped at twice before.
That's Plugerville with a P.
Yeah, 3 times before. And hopefully it's not going to be super crowded. And we're going to charge one more time with our adapter there for the trip home. We are at the EVgo in Plugerville. We've got our handy dandy charging adapter. We are at Wilder, and we're looking at the left side plug. Missing its skin. Love that about some of these EVgos. Adapter is connected, and in we go. And start charging. I've hit the start charging button on the phone. Got a Silverado EV, an Ioniq 5, and a Cadillac Lyriq here next to us. It's one of the things about going to the CCS chargers. You get to see a nice variety of EVs. Whereas we go to the superchargers, we see Teslas, maybe a Rivian, maybe a Ford, maybe a Polestar. There was a Polestar last night. We are going to, only going to be here for a few minutes, maybe about 5 minutes or so to get enough power to get to the Buc-ee's in Temple, Texas. And there we'll hit a supercharger, and that'll give us enough juice to head home. Finally got a click out of the machine. There's green. That's how long it took to initialize. We got here at 35%. Figure we need to get to at least 40% to have our 15% buffer in Temple. So 5%, we're getting 0.2 of a kilowatt right now. Oh no, no, it's doing 128 kilowatts. Well, there's that answer. Yeah, we're getting 120 kilowatts. And we're not...
It's going down though.
Yeah, but it's ramping down because we're not at the prime spot in the pack. If we were at 15%, this being a... is this a 350? Yes, this is a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger. If we were at closer to 10 or 15%, this would give us our max speed at 170. So yes, after our charge last night in Cedar Park and our charge this morning in Austin, we only got 72 kilowatts, and I was wondering if that was the machine or maybe that was the adapter. It was obviously the machine. It was not the adapter. The adapter was going for us, taking 120 kilowatts there for a second, but we've ramped down now to about 108. And we're at 14% at Temple. If I remove all the charging stops, how long will we have to be here? We can stay plugged in here for 35 minutes and have enough energy to get home. Or we can stay here for just a couple of minutes, drive to Temple, stop at the Buc-ee's. I think this charger's pretty full and we might want to just make room for people.
Okay.
What is your opinion though?
That's fine. That makes sense. We're gonna need to stop between now and home anyway, even if we don't...
The car has the range our bladders don't.
Exactly.
Putting the charging stops back in, and now we're 17% on arrival. So, shall we unplug?
Sure.
Or, I mean, no, that's a Chatamo. This Lyriq is icing this spot. It is an EV.
But it's not even plugged in.
But it's not plugged in.
That's
and
weird.
It's not plugged into that handle.
Oh, I see.
We're plugged in, the Ioniq is working on plugging in, and the Silverado's plugged in. But this guy's not even plugged in, and that Ioniq wants to charge.
Yeah, it says right here, EVgo fast charging only, vehicle must be charging, vacate stall when complete, and they just didn't do it.
Yep. All right, well, we can call it done, right?
Okay, yeah.
A is in use, stop charge, end session.
All things you do not have to do at a Tesla supercharger.
No, you just have to push the button.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're not on a Tesla.
There we go, we unplug. Look at the difference in size, the CCS handle and the NACS handle plug.
Yeah.
And if we had brought our little thermometer, but I mean, it's warm.
Yeah.
This is definitely warm. You want to feel it?
Yeah, they do heat up. It definitely feels like a battery that's been charging on something.
Yeah, so, all right, so I've got daylight. We are going to stop at a Tesla supercharger on the way home. We got to 47%, from 35 to 47% in 4 minutes and 2 seconds, picked up 7 kilowatt hours of energy. and that'll get us to Temple with plenty of buffer. We're going to charge there at a Tesla Supercharger before we go home, and that'll be our last charge stop. But again, this adapter works really well. We were able to get 120 kilowatts. We probably could have gotten more speed. We just weren't at the right spot at the pack, but it can handle DC fast charging, which is one of the things that I wanted to find out. So again, this is the CCS1 adapter to NACS. It is available from EVBase. That's what this one is from. The link is down in the description, and as well as with the Sunshades that we installed earlier today. So you can click the link in the description, enter the promo code SPINNER, get an additional 20% off your purchase. As we've said at this EVgo, all these steps that you have to go through that you don't have to do at a Tesla Supercharger, why would you want to do this? And again, it's to be able to get faster charging speed if you don't have a fast enough supercharger there, or if there's just not a supercharger where you need it to get power. It's better to have it and not need it than than need it and not have it, other way around. It just frees you up to be able to plug in anywhere in North America. So that's that. Are you ready to get back on the road?
Let's get back on the road.
So we're going to finish this road trip video off because it's a road trip video. So join us on the road to our next stop in Temple. Back to normal. Last charge stop of the trip. We're at a Buc-ee's in Temple, Texas, using a version 3 supercharger. And that's all we got to do. So these are far easier to use than the CCS chargers. And it's already initialized and is charging. 14 minutes. It's going to be our longest stop of the day of the entire trip, 14 minutes. We are at 22% state of charge when we got here. We're getting 170 kilowatts. Yeah, and we have 120 miles to go. Right now at 23%, we've got 60 miles projected, so we probably need to pick up about 100 miles worth of range in this 14 minutes. It'll be our final charge stop of the trip. We're at 73%. We have enough energy to continue the trip. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug us. And this got messed up. There we go. That is the most crowded I've ever seen a Buc-ee's. There was an actual line for the ladies' room at a Buc-ee's. It's insane. And we're gonna get some chocolate. They've got these new things called overbites, and we got them and we're in line. We got to the register and realized that we both left our wallets in the car. So now we gotta go pick up our chocolate and then we're on our way home. We'll put the stats up for our charging trip, because between here and home is just gonna be a lot of road that the sun's going down. So I'll just put the stats up and we'll wrap the road trip up here. Remember, if you're interested in that EVBase charging adapter or the Sunshades, the link is down in the description, and if you enter the promo code SPINNER, you can receive an additional 20% off of your purchase and enjoy these short travel montage with all of our travel stats for the road trip. Thanks for watching, guys.